Every day, trials test our resolve and challenge our sense of self. Among these trials are encounters with people who wield manipulation like an art form, leaving us drained, questioning our worth, and struggling to regain control. These individuals, often driven by their insecurities and desires for dominance, can cast shadows over even the brightest moments. Have you ever felt entrapped by the web of someone's deceit or overwhelmed by their relentless need for validation? But what if there was a way to navigate these turbulent interactions with unshakable clarity and composure? What if you could step into every encounter armed with the wisdom of the ancients, ready to withstand their provocations and reclaim your inner power and peace? Today, we delve into the timeless teachings of Stoicism, uncovering 12 profound strategies to handle such individuals effectively. This is not merely about defense, it is about growth. It is about using every challenge as a stepping stone toward the person you aspire to become. Imagine being so anchored in your values and attuned to your higher self that no manipulation or provocation can sway your peace. These Stoic tactics are your compass, your shield, and your foundation. They remind us that while we cannot always control the actions of others, we have absolute authority over our responses. Together, let us explore how the wisdom of Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius can guide us toward a life of strength, resilience, and unyielding serenity. If you are ready to transform conflict into clarity and doubt into confidence, join me in this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Let's begin. 1. Emotional detachment, a fortress for the mind. Emotional detachment, at its core, is the art of cultivating an unshakable inner fortress that stands impervious to the storms of manipulation and provocation. It is not about apathy or shutting oneself off from the world. Instead, it is about mastering the ability to remain composed and centered, regardless of external circumstances. This practice, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, empowers us to navigate the chaos of human interactions without losing ourselves in the process. Narcissists, in particular, thrive on eliciting emotional responses. Their words and actions are often meticulously crafted to provoke anger, insecurity, or guilt. To them, your reaction is a form of validation, a confirmation of their control. When we respond emotionally, through frustration, tears, or confrontation, we unknowingly feed this cycle, giving them power over us. But what if we broke free? What if we could observe their provocations with a calm, discerning eye, unmoved by their attempts to disrupt our peace? This is where emotional detachment becomes transformative. It begins with mindfulness, the practice of anchoring ourselves in the present moment. Consistent mindfulness meditation allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. When faced with a narcissist's criticism or manipulation, instead of reacting impulsively, we pause, breathe, and recognize their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their inner turmoil, not a measure of our worth. This simple shift in perspective can dismantle their power, leaving them unable to draw us into their games. Another pillar of emotional detachment is cognitive restructuring, a Stoic tool for reframing negative thoughts. For instance, if a narcissist accuses you of incompetence, remind yourself that their words are driven by their need to dominate, not by an objective assessment of your abilities. By reinterpreting their behavior as an expression of their insecurities, you can rise above their attempts to undermine you. This mental clarity fortifies your sense of self and prevents their words from taking root in your psyche. Self-compassion further strengthens this foundation. Narcissists often exploit vulnerabilities, magnifying our perceived flaws to erode our confidence. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we become less susceptible to their attacks. Self-compassion allows us to embrace our imperfections as part of the human experience, freeing us from the need for external validation. Setting boundaries is the external counterpart to emotional detachment. It communicates unequivocally that certain behaviors will not be tolerated. Whether it's refusing to engage in arguments or walking away when provocations escalate, boundaries are acts of self-respect that protect our emotional well-being. We consistently enforce these limits and demonstrate that our inner peace is non-negotiable. Emotional detachment is not about disengaging from life, but engaging with it on your terms. It's about focusing on what truly matters, your goals, your values, your growth, rather than being trapped by the distractions of others. By cultivating this Stoic discipline, you reclaim your power, standing firm in the face of provocation and emerging stronger from every challenge. 2. Assertive communication, the language of inner strength. Assertive communication is more than just a way to express yourself. It is an act of self-respect and asserting your inner strength. In the context of Stoicism, it reflects the balance between speaking with courage and temperance, ensuring that your words are clear, firm, and measured. When faced with manipulative individuals like narcissists, this form of communication becomes an essential tool for maintaining your dignity while setting unshakable boundaries. Narcissists often rely on ambiguity and hesitation in others to assert their control. Their arsenal includes veiled criticism, manipulative praise, and diversionary tactics designed to disarm you. Passive communication invites exploitation, while aggression risks escalating conflict. Assertiveness, however, strikes the perfect balance. It allows you to express your needs and enforce your boundaries without hostility, embodying the Stoic ideal of maintaining composure and self-mastery in the face of provocation. The foundation of assertive communication lies in using I statements, a technique that shifts the focus from blame to self-expression. For example, instead of saying, "You always disrespect me," you might say, "I feel disrespected when my perspective is dismissed." This approach reduces defensiveness, redirects the conversation to your feelings, and emphasizes personal accountability. It is a way of speaking that honors yourself and the other person, regardless of their behavior. Equally important is the tone and manner in which you communicate. Narcissists often test your composure, seeking to provoke frustration or anger. Responding in a calm and steady tone, even in heated situations, signals that you are in control of your emotions. Nonverbal cues like maintaining constant eye contact, standing or sitting tall, and using open, confident gestures reinforce your verbal message. These subtle yet powerful actions communicate strength and resolve, showing that you are neither intimidated nor easily swayed. In moments of conflict, techniques like the broken record method can be invaluable. This involves calmly and consistently repeating your point or boundary without being derailed by the narcissist's attempts to argue or deflect. For instance, if they attempt to sidestep your request for respect, you might calmly reiterate, "I need you to speak to me respectfully." Persistence, delivered with poise, demonstrates that you are unwavering in your expectations. Active listening is another crucial aspect of assertive communication. While narcissists may seek to dominate conversations, listening attentively allows you to identify their intentions and respond strategically. It also helps de-escalate tension by showing that you are not dismissive of their perspective, even as you hold firm to your own. Reflecting on what you hear, without agreeing or compromising your stance, can further defuse conflict and reinforce your composure. Assertive communication is not merely a tactic. It reflects the Stoic principle of justice, giving others the respect they deserve while ensuring you are treated with the same fairness. It requires practice, patience, and a commitment to self-respect. By mastering this skill, you build the confidence to speak your truth, withstand manipulation, and reinforce the boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. In the end, it is through assertiveness that you reclaim your voice, demonstrating to the world and yourself that your worth is non-negotiable. 3. Setting firm boundaries, defining your space with wisdom and resolve. Setting firm boundaries is not merely an act of self-protection, but a declaration of self-worth and a commitment to living with integrity. For those who study Stoicism, boundaries are an external manifestation of the inner discipline championed by philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. They define the line between what you can and cannot control, and by enforcing them, you affirm your agency over your life. Narcissists, by their very nature, thrive on pushing limits. They test the waters with minor transgressions to find where resistance falters. Without boundaries, your emotional energy becomes vulnerable to their relentless need for validation and control. Boundaries, however, disrupt this dynamic. They act as a shield, ensuring that your peace and values remain intact, no matter how much someone may try to intrude. The first step in setting boundaries is self-awareness. You must understand your values, needs, and limits before articulating them to others. Reflect deeply on what behaviors you find unacceptable and why they affect you. Is it the narcissist's tendency to criticize? Their propensity to overstep your time and energy? By identifying the root of your discomfort, you empower yourself to establish clear and purposeful boundaries. Once these boundaries are defined, communicating them assertively is the next step. This involves expressing your expectations clearly and confidently, leaving no room for ambiguity. For example, if a narcissist interrupts you repeatedly during conversations, you might say, "I value being heard. I need you to let me finish speaking before responding." The language is direct, respectful, and firm, embodying the Stoic balance of courage and temperance. Consistency is key. Narcissists are adept at testing limits, searching for cracks where they might exploit your resolve. If you communicate a boundary, such as walking away from a conversation when it turns disrespectful, you must enforce it every time the line is crossed. Inconsistency weakens the boundary and signals that it can be ignored. But when you stand firm, you send a powerful message. Your boundaries are non-negotiable, and your self-respect is not up for debate. Learning to say no is another essential aspect of boundary setting. Many people, driven to avoid conflict, are acquiescing to demands that drain their time and energy. Narcissists capitalize on this tendency, expecting compliance without question. Stoicism reminds us, however, that saying no is not an act of selfishness but one of self-care. A simple, firm, and guilt-free refusal, such as, "No, I'm unable to do that," protects your priorities and ensures you remain true to your values. Physical and emotional boundaries also deserve attention. Physical boundaries may involve maintaining personal space or declining unwanted physical contact. In contrast, emotional boundaries protect your mental well-being by limiting exposure to toxic conversations or refusing to internalize unwarranted criticism. Both are vital in interactions with narcissists, who often blur these lines to exert control. You reclaim your autonomy and safeguard your inner peace by reinforcing these boundaries. Resistance from the narcissist is inevitable. They may employ manipulation, guilt, or anger to challenge your limits. Recognize this as reflecting their discomfort with losing control, not a measure of their worth. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our responses. When faced with resistance, remain calm, reiterate your boundaries, and stand your ground. Their reaction does not define your resolve. In setting firm boundaries, you are not merely warding off manipulation. You are creating a life where your values, time, and emotional health are respected. It is an act of profound self-respect and a testament to the Stoic ideal of living with intention and virtue. By defining and defending your space, you demonstrate that you are not a vessel for others' whims, but a person of unwavering strength and purpose. 4. Practicing indifference, the art of emotional liberation. Practicing indifference is one of the most liberating disciplines in Stoic philosophy. It involves mastering the ability to remain unmoved by external provocations, focusing instead on what truly matters, your inner peace and virtue. For those seeking to navigate the turbulent waters of selfish behavior, indifference is not apathy but clarity. It is the conscious choice to withhold emotional energy from manipulations designed to provoke, distract, or control. Narcissists are masterful provocateurs, often weaving a narrative to elicit strong emotional responses. Whether through criticism, false flattery, or theatrical displays of victimhood, their aim is singular: to make themselves the center of your attention. By reacting, whether with anger, defense, or validation, you unwittingly feed this cycle, granting them power over your state of mind. Indifference, however, disrupts this pattern. It deprives them of the satisfaction they seek and shifts the dynamic back into your control. The foundation of indifference lies in a fundamental Stoic principle: the distinction between what you can control and what you cannot. Selfish behavior is firmly in the realm of the uncontrollable. Their words, actions, and perceptions belong to them alone and do not reflect your worth. Internalizing this truth liberates you from the need to correct, persuade, or retaliate. Instead, you focus on what is within your power: your reactions, your values, and your peace. To cultivate indifference, begin by reframing the narcissist's behavior as inconsequential. View their provocations as noise rather than truth. If they belittle your achievements or seek to draw you into an argument, imagine their words as a breeze, heard but not felt. This mental exercise shifts your perspective, transforming your attempts at manipulation into mere background distractions. Mindfulness is another powerful tool in the practice of indifference. You train yourself to observe thoughts and emotions without attachment through mindfulness meditation. When faced with a narcissist's provocations, mindfulness allows you to pause, recognize the emotional reaction rising within you, and let it pass without acting on it. This awareness creates a space between stimulus and response, empowering you to choose calm over conflict. Humor, too, can play a role in cultivating indifference. Narcissists often take themselves and their dramas exceedingly seriously. You can disarm their tactics without confrontation by finding humor in the absurdity of their behavior. This does not mean mocking them, but instead internally acknowledging the ridiculousness of their efforts to dominate your attention. Even if silent, laughter is a potent reminder of their irrelevance to your well-being. Setting emotional boundaries is equally critical. Decide in advance what you will and will not engage with. For example, if a narcissist attempts to draw you into gossip or blame-shifting, respond with a neutral statement like, "I'm not interested in discussing that," and change the subject. By consistently maintaining this stance, you reinforce that their provocations are unworthy of your time and energy. The long-term practice of indifference also involves managing expectations. Understand that the narcissist's behavior is unlikely to change, regardless of your actions. Accepting this reality frees you from the frustration of hoping for their transformation. Instead, you channel your energy toward cultivating your inner resilience and focusing on the aspects of life that align with your values. Ultimately, practicing indifference is a commitment to yourself. It is the refusal to allow external forces to dictate your emotional state. By disengaging from the narcissist's manipulative games, you reclaim your autonomy and affirm that your peace is sacred. Through this Stoic discipline, you become untouchable, an individual guided not by the chaos of others, but by the calm wisdom within. 5. Focusing on virtue. Anchoring yourself in what truly matters. Focusing on virtue is a beacon of clarity and strength in the face of manipulation and conflict. For the Stoic, virtue is not just a moral guideline, but the essence of a meaningful life. When dealing with narcissists, whose behaviors often seek to destabilize and dominate, virtue becomes a sanctuary, a source of unwavering resilience that transcends external chaos. You rise above their provocations by anchoring yourself in wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, maintaining integrity and peace regardless of their actions. The Stoic concept of virtue begins with wisdom, the ability to discern what is truly valuable and to act accordingly. When a narcissist attempts to belittle or undermine you, wisdom reminds you that their words are a reflection of their insecurities, not an assessment of your worth. Instead of engaging in fruitless arguments or internalizing their criticism, you can choose to respond, or not, from a place of understanding. Wisdom also guides you to focus your energy on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and commitment to self-respect. Courage, another cardinal virtue, is essential when standing firm against a narcissist's tactics. They may employ intimidation or manipulation to push you into compliance. Yet, Stoic courage is not about aggression. It is about steadfastness. It is the quiet strength to assert your boundaries, even when faced with resistance. This might mean saying no to unreasonable demands or calmly walking away from a confrontation. Courage embodies self-possession, a refusal to abandon your principles for appeasement. In the Stoic sense, justice is about treating others and yourself with fairness and respect. When interacting with a narcissist, this virtue calls on you to act with integrity, even if they do not. It does not mean tolerating mistreatment, but rather upholding your values in the face of it. Justice might manifest as holding someone accountable without malice or refusing to stoop to their level of deceit and manipulation. By prioritizing fairness, you maintain your moral compass and rise above your pettiness. Temperance, the virtue of self-control, is the most challenging and rewarding when dealing with narcissists. Their actions are often designed to provoke impulsive reactions, whether through anger, fear, or guilt. Practicing temperance means pausing, reflecting, and responding thoughtfully rather than emotionally. It is the art of choosing calm over chaos, reason over retaliation. Through self-control, you protect your inner peace and demonstrate that their provocations do not sway you. To live a life centered on virtue requires consistent reflection and effort. Each interaction with a narcissist becomes an opportunity to practice these principles to strengthen your character in the face of adversity. After each encounter, reflect on your actions. Did you act with wisdom? Were you courageous in asserting yourself? Did you uphold justice? And were you tempered in your response? This reflection allows you to learn, grow, and reaffirm your commitment to living virtuously. By focusing on virtue, you shift your perspective from external conflict to internal growth. The narcissist behavior becomes a backdrop against which you can practice resilience and self-mastery. They lose their power to disrupt your life because your focus is no longer on them, but on the values that define you. This way, virtue becomes your compass, shield, and source of unshakable strength. Through this Stoic lens, you transform every challenge into an opportunity to embody the best version of yourself. 6. Using rational thinking, clarity as a shield against manipulation. Rational thinking is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful defense against the manipulative tactics of narcissists. When emotions run high and provocations abound, the ability to think clearly and objectively becomes a sanctuary, a means of navigating chaos without being consumed. Narcissists often rely on emotional reactions to maintain control, using criticism, gaslighting, or false flattery to destabilize those around them. Rational thinking lets you step back, detach from their drama, and respond with reasoned judgment rather than impulsive emotion. At its heart, rational thinking begins with the Stoic practice of observing reality without distortion. Narcissists excel at distorting situations to serve their narrative, often framing themselves as victims or heroes while casting others as the problem. By objectively evaluating a situation's facts, you strip away the emotional charge of their words. Ask yourself, what is the truth here? What evidence supports or refutes their claims? This deliberate questioning helps you see through their manipulations and reclaims your clarity of thought. A powerful Stoic exercise for cultivating rational thinking is premeditation malorum, the premeditation of evils. Before interacting with a narcissist, mentally prepare yourself for the provocations they might employ. Anticipate their likely tactics, whether deflection, projection, or outright hostility, and plan your responses. For example, if they are known to dismiss your accomplishments, decide ahead of time that their opinion holds no weight in defining your value. This practice equips you with a calm, prepared mindset, making you less likely to be caught off guard. Recognizing and countering logical fallacies is another critical skill. Narcissists often use tactics such as false dichotomies, if you don't agree with me, you're against me, or ad hominem attacks, criticizing you instead of addressing the issue. By identifying them, you engage from INR figment without identifying these fallacies that are becoming entangled. For example, when faced with a straw man argument, where they misrepresent your position to attack it, you might calmly clarify, "That's not what I said. Let's return to the actual point." This redirection shifts the focus back to reasoned discourse, diffusing their attempts to derail the conversation. Detachment is an essential element of rational thinking. Imagine yourself as a neutral observer, watching the narcissist's behavior from a distance. This mental exercise helps you separate their actions from your emotional response, allowing you to analyze their motives and intentions more clearly. When a narcissist's words are seen not as personal attacks, but as tactics rooted in their insecurities, their power over you diminishes significantly. A practical tool for strengthening rational thinking is journaling. After each interaction with a narcissist, document the exchange in detail. What did they say? How did you feel? How did you respond? Then, reflect on the situation objectively. Did you remain composed? Were their claims valid, or were they attempts at manipulation? Over time, this practice sharpens your analytical skills and records your growth and resilience. Ultimately, rational thinking requires a steadfast focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches that while you cannot change the behavior of others, you can govern your thoughts and actions. By choosing clarity over chaos, you reclaim your autonomy and refuse to be a pawn in the narcissist's manipulative games. With each interaction, rational thinking becomes a shield, a quiet, unyielding strength that allows you to rise above the noise and stand firm in your truth. Through this practice, you transform challenges into opportunities for growth, embodying the wisdom and resilience of the Stoic ideal. 7. Avoiding engagement in drama. Mastering the art of disengagement. Engaging in drama is relinquishing control over your emotions, allowing external chaos to infiltrate your inner world. Narcissists, adept at creating conflict and stirring discord, thrive in environments where emotions run high and clarity is obscured. For the Stoic, avoiding engagement in drama is not about avoidance or passivity. It is an act of mastery. It is choosing not to pour your energy into distractions that do not serve your growth or align with your values. By disengaging from drama, you reclaim your focus, protect your peace, and demonstrate that manipulation holds no power over you. Drama often begins with provocation, an inflammatory comment, an exaggerated grievance, or a manufactured crisis designed to elicit a reaction. The narcissist seeks validation through your response, whether it's anger, frustration, or an attempt to mediate. The first step to avoiding engagement is recognizing these provocations for what they are: manipulation tools. Instead of reacting instinctively, pause and ask yourself, what is the purpose of their behavior? This moment of reflection allows you to detach emotionally and maintain your composure. Practicing emotional detachment is essential in sidestepping drama. This does not mean suppressing your emotions, but mastering the ability to observe them without acting on them. When the narcissist accuses you unjustly or spreads rumors to incite conflict, Resist the urge to defend yourself impulsively. Instead, respond with neutrality, "I see your perspective," or "let's revisit this later," and shift the focus away from escalation. Neutral responses act as a mirror, reflecting the narcissist's attempts to provoke without giving them the emotional energy they crave. Limiting your exposure to the narcissist is another vital strategy. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize what we can control, and part of that control lies in managing the interactions we allow into our lives. If circumstances require contact, be it a family member or colleague, establish boundaries that minimize unnecessary engagement. Keep conversations brief and focused on practical matters, steering clear of personal or emotionally charged topics. Doing so creates a buffer that protects you from being drawn into their theatrics. Redirecting conversations can also defuse drama before it takes root. Narcissists often attempt to monopolize discussions with complaints, gossip, or exaggerated tales of their victimhood. When this occurs, gently guide the dialogue toward neutral or constructive topics. For example, if they begin disparaging a mutual acquaintance, you might say, "I'm not sure about that, but let's focus on how we can solve the task at hand." This approach avoids conflict and signals that you won't indulge in negativity. Building a support system further reinforces your ability to remain drama-free. Surround yourself with individuals who respect your boundaries and share your commitment to peace and growth. These allies can provide perspective, encouragement, and accountability, helping you confidently navigate complex interactions. Sharing your experiences and strategies with trusted friends or mentors allows you to offload emotional weight without succumbing to the narcissist's games. Finally, self-care is the cornerstone of disengagement. A well-rested, emotionally balanced individual is far less likely to be drawn into drama than one overwhelmed. Mindfulness, journaling, and physical activity strengthen your resilience and keep you grounded. When your mind and body are nurtured, you approach challenges with clarity and calm, impervious to the distractions of external conflict. Avoiding engagement in drama is not about silencing yourself or ignoring problems. It is about discerning what deserves your attention and energy. By stepping away from the theatrics of others, you affirm your commitment to a life of intention and purpose. Through this Stoic discipline, you transform potential chaos into an opportunity for clarity, focusing on what truly matters: your growth, peace, and unyielding pursuit of virtue. 8. Self-reflection and improvement, the path to personal mastery. Self-reflection and continuous improvement are cornerstones of the Stoic philosophy, offering a path to transcend external chaos and achieve inner harmony. To navigate the complexities of dealing with narcissists, these practices are not just helpful, they are transformative. Turning your focus inward shifts the power dynamic, no longer tethered to their attempts at control. Instead, you engage in a process of growth that fortifies your sense of self and aligns your actions with your highest values. Self-reflection begins with the courage to examine your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. Each interaction with a narcissist becomes an opportunity to learn about yourself. What triggers your frustration or anger? How do you typically respond? And how does that response serve or hinder you? These questions invite deeper awareness, illuminating patterns that may otherwise remain hidden. This awareness is not meant to induce guilt or regret, but to empower change. You take the first step toward mastering your emotional responses and reclaiming your peace by identifying areas where you can improve. Journaling is a powerful tool in this journey. Writing down your experiences provides clarity and perspective, transforming fleeting thoughts into tangible insights. After an encounter with a narcissist, document what occurred, how you felt, and what you could have done differently. Over time, these entries reveal patterns, not only in the narcissist's behavior but also in your growth. They become a testament to your progress, a reminder that even the most challenging interactions can serve as stepping stones toward personal mastery. Improvement, however, requires action. Set specific, achievable goals based on your reflections. If you struggle to remain calm during confrontations, commit to practicing mindfulness or deep breathing techniques daily. If you notice a tendency to overextend yourself to avoid conflict, resolve to practice assertiveness by saying no with confidence. Break these goals into manageable steps, celebrating small victories along the way. Each step reinforces your commitment to growth and builds the resilience needed to navigate future challenges. Continuous improvement also involves seeking wisdom from trusted sources. This might include studying Stoic texts, engaging with mentors, or seeking therapy. Stoicism teaches that no person is an island. The counsel of others enriches our understanding and sharpens our skills. A mentor's guidance, a therapist's perspective, or the shared experiences of a community can illuminate new paths and offer encouragement when the journey feels arduous. Finally, self-reflection and improvement are lifelong pursuits. There is no finish line, only the ongoing process of becoming. Each step forward, no matter how small, strengthens your capacity to handle adversity with grace. By embracing this practice, you transform challenges into opportunities for growth, embodying the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue and self-mastery. Through reflection and action, you become not only more resilient to the influence of narcissists, but also a more substantial, wiser, and more authentic version of yourself. 9. Practicing patience, cultivating calm in the face of chaos. In the Stoic tradition, patience is not a passive surrender, but an active cultivation of inner strength and clarity. It is the ability to endure provocations without losing composure, to navigate challenges with a steady hand, and to remain rooted in reason when emotions threaten to overwhelm. When dealing with narcissists, masters of provocation, practicing patience is both a shield and a strategy. It allows you to rise above their attempts to control your reactions, granting you the clarity to respond with intention and dignity. Narcissists often employ urgency as a weapon, creating a false sense of immediacy to provoke impulsive decisions or emotional outbursts. They seek to destabilize your focus through sudden demands, exaggerated crises, or relentless criticism. Patience disrupts this cycle. When you pause instead of reacting, you reclaim your agency, ensuring that your actions align with your values rather than their manipulative agenda. To cultivate patience, begin with an awareness of your triggers. Reflect on past interactions. What behaviors from the narcissist tend to provoke you the most? Is it their dismissive tone, tendency to exaggerate, or disregard for boundaries? By identifying these triggers, you prepare to face them calmly. The next time a similar situation arises, you'll recognize the pattern and can choose to pause, breathe, and respond thoughtfully. Mindfulness meditation is an invaluable tool for strengthening patience. Daily mindfulness trains your mind to remain present and observe your thoughts without judgment. This discipline carries into your interactions, allowing you to notice emotional reactions as they arise without being consumed by them. For instance, when the narcissist interrupts or criticizes you, mindfulness helps you acknowledge the frustration without acting on it, enabling you to maintain control and respond with clarity. Another aspect of patience is accepting the narcissist for who they are. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to take what we cannot. Expecting a narcissist to change is a recipe for frustration. Instead, they accept that their behavior stems from insecurities and does not reflect their worth. This acceptance does not mean condoning their actions. Rather, it frees you from the futile effort of trying to alter what is beyond your control. Practicing empathy can also enhance your patience. While it may seem counterintuitive, understanding the narcissist's perspective can diffuse your frustration. Their behavior, often rooted in deep-seated fears and a need for validation, reflects their inner struggles. Recognizing this doesn't excuse their actions, but it can foster compassion, allowing you to approach interactions with less resentment and more composure. Physical practices such as exercise and relaxation techniques support patience by reducing stress and improving emotional regulation. Activities like yoga, tai chi, or even a brisk walk can calm your mind and body, making it easier to respond to provocations with poise. When your physical and emotional state is balanced, you become less susceptible to reactive behaviors. Finally, patience requires a focus on the bigger picture. Stoicism reminds us that life's challenges are transient, and the provocations of a narcissist are no exception. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? This perspective shifts your focus from immediate frustration to long-term growth, reinforcing your commitment to calm and thoughtful action. In practicing patience, you embody the Stoic virtues of temperance and wisdom. You demonstrate that your peace is not a commodity to be bartered for fleeting emotions. Instead, it is a wellspring of strength that allows you to gracefully face even the most complex interactions. By cultivating patience, you transcend the chaos of the narcissist world, finding steadiness in your own, and paving the way for deeper self-mastery. 10. Cultivating inner peace, building an unshakable foundation. Inner peace is the cornerstone of a resilient and fulfilled life, especially when facing the turmoil often introduced by narcissists. Cultivating inner peace is not about escaping challenges, but embracing them with a calm, centered mind. It is to create a sanctuary within yourself that no external chaos can disturb. For those drawn to Stoicism, inner peace is not a passive state but an active discipline, a commitment to aligning your thoughts and actions with reason and virtue, even when your world feels hostile or unpredictable. Narcissists often operate by generating conflict, thriving on emotional turbulence and the reactions it provokes. They aim to pull you into their orbit, destabilizing your equilibrium and asserting control over your mental and emotional state. Cultivating inner peace is the antidote to their influence. It is the silent yet profound statement that their manipulations cannot penetrate the serenity you've built within. The foundation of inner peace lies in mindfulness, grounding yourself in the present moment. Regular mindfulness meditation allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions without being consumed. When the narcissist attempts to provoke or criticize you, mindfulness creates a space between their words and your response, allowing you to choose calm over chaos. Over time, this practice transforms your reactions into deliberate, measured actions rooted in clarity rather than impulsivity. Self-awareness is another pillar of inner peace. Understanding the thoughts, beliefs, and insecurities that disrupt your tranquility empowers you to address them. If the narcissist's dismissive tone unsettles you, reflect on why it affects you. Perhaps it touches on a past wound or a fear of inadequacy. By bringing these triggers to light, you can work to heal them, ensuring they no longer have the power to disturb your peace. Gratitude is a transformative practice in this journey. While narcissists often amplify negativity, gratitude shifts your focus toward abundance and fulfillment. Take time each day to reflect on the aspects of your life that bring joy and purpose. This could be the warmth of supportive relationships, the satisfaction of personal growth, or the simple beauty of a quiet moment. By grounding yourself in gratitude, you strengthen your emotional resilience, making it harder for external provocations to disrupt your balance. Clear boundaries are equally essential to inner peace. A mind unburdened by unnecessary conflict thrives. By clearly communicating what behavior you will and will not accept, you protect your mental and emotional space from the narcissist's intrusions. When they attempt to cross those boundaries, enforce them calmly yet firmly, demonstrating that your peace is non-negotiable. Physical well-being also plays a critical role. Regular exercise, nutritious food, and restorative sleep form the foundation of a healthy body, supporting a calm and resilient mind. Activities like yoga or tai chi, which integrate physical movement with mindfulness, are particularly effective for nurturing inner peace. When your body is strong and your mind centered, you are better equipped to withstand the challenges posed by selfish behavior. Acceptance is the final, perhaps the most profound, element of inner peace. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. The narcissist's behavior lies firmly in the realm of the uncontrollable. Acceptance does not mean approval. It means releasing the futile effort to change what is beyond your power. Instead, you focus on cultivating resilience and ensuring your actions cannot dictate your emotional state. To cultivate inner peace is to build an unshakable foundation, a life rooted in clarity, self-awareness, and virtue. It is to approach the provocations of narcissists not with anger or frustration, but with calm understanding and unwavering resolve. Through this discipline, you reclaim your autonomy and affirm that your inner world is sacred, untouchable by the chaos of others. In this way, inner peace is not just a state of being. It is a way of living, a testament to your strength, and a reflection of your highest self. 11. Staying true to your values, the beacon that guides through darkness. In a world where manipulation and self-interest often overshadow integrity, staying true to your values is an act of defiance and self-respect. For the Stoic, values are the compass that ensures life remains anchored in virtue, regardless of external pressures. When dealing with narcissists who are skilled at exploiting vulnerabilities and challenging principles, your values become both a shield and a beacon. They remind you of who you are and what you stand for, even as others attempt to sway you with charm, coercion, or conflict. Narcissists thrive on ambiguity. They manipulate by creating doubt, pushing you to compromise your principles for their benefit. They may praise behaviors that align with their interests, but conflict with your morals or criticize you for standing firm in your beliefs. Staying true to your values is the antidote to this manipulation. The quiet but powerful declaration is that you will not trade your integrity for approval nor bend your convictions to suit someone else's narrative. To begin, you must first define your values with clarity. What principles shape your decisions and actions? Is it honesty, kindness, fairness, or courage? Writing these values down creates a tangible reminder of the ideals you strive to embody. When faced with the narcissist's attempts to erode your resolve, this list serves as a grounding force, bringing you back to the core of who you are. Living according to your values requires deliberate action. For instance, if honesty is a cornerstone of your character, refuse to participate in deceit, even if pressured by the narcissist. This might mean saying, "I won't support something I know is untrue," despite their attempts to justify or rationalize dishonesty. Similarly, if fairness is integral to your values, ensure that you uphold it in your interactions, even when the narcissist does not. By aligning your actions with your principles, you reinforce your commitment to a life of integrity. Staying true to your values also demands assertiveness. Narcissists often employ tactics to wear down your resolve, using charm, criticism, or guilt to persuade you to abandon your principles. When faced with such attempts, communicate your stance clearly and confidently. For example, if they urge you to prioritize their needs over your well-being, you might respond, "I value balance, and I need to honor that in my life." This assertion reinforces your values and sets a boundary that discourages further manipulation. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who respect and share your values can provide invaluable support. These relationships act as a mirror, reflecting the best of your character and reinforcing your commitment to your principles. Trusted friends, mentors, or a supportive community can also offer guidance and encouragement when the narcissist's tactics become particularly challenging. They remind you that staying true to your values is both possible and profoundly rewarding. Self-reflection is a vital practice for maintaining alignment with your values. After each interaction with the narcissist, take time to evaluate your responses. Did your actions reflect your principles? Were there moments when you felt pressured to compromise? And how can you strengthen your resolve next time? This reflection fosters growth, ensuring that even missteps become opportunities for learning and recommitment. Finally, remember that living according to your values is a long-term pursuit. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize the things that truly matter and to accept the discomfort that often accompanies doing what is right. Staying true to your values in the face of selfish manipulation may feel isolating or challenging at the moment. Still, it ultimately leads to a life of authenticity and self-respect. By standing firm in your principles, you signal to the world and yourself that your integrity is unyielding. Through this commitment, you reclaim your power from those who seek to undermine it and affirm that your worth is not tied to external validation. In a world where values are often tested, staying true to them is an act of resilience and a profound expression of the Stoic ideal, to live with virtue, no matter the circumstance. 12. Seeking wisdom and counsel, strengthening your resolve through guidance. The pursuit of wisdom is at the heart of Stoicism, a guiding light in navigating the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. When dealing with narcissists, masters of distortion and manipulation, seeking wisdom and counsel becomes essential. It allows you to anchor yourself in truth, gain perspective, and cultivate strategies to protect your emotional well-being. Wisdom is not simply knowledge. It is the ability to discern what matters most and to act in alignment with your values, even under pressure. Narcissists thrive on confusion and isolation, often leaving their targets questioning their perceptions and decisions and seeking wisdom counters to counter clarity and support. It begins with turning to timeless sources of guidance, such as the writings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. These Stoic philosophers teach us the importance of focusing on what we can control, accepting what we cannot, and maintaining virtue in the face of adversity. Their words remind us that external turmoil cannot disrupt our inner peace unless we allow it. In addition to philosophical texts, seeking counsel from trusted mentors, friends, or therapists can provide invaluable insights. These individuals act as mirrors, reflecting your strengths and offering perspectives you might not see. When dealing with a narcissist, a trusted confidant can help you distinguish between manipulation and genuine interaction, ensuring that you remain grounded in reality. For example, if a narcissist questions your decisions or undermines your confidence, a mentor might remind you of your accomplishments and help you reframe the situation with clarity. Therapists and counselors bring a unique understanding of these dynamics, especially those trained in handling relationships affected by selfish behavior. They can help you develop practical tools for setting boundaries, managing emotional triggers, and responding to manipulative tactics. Therapy provides a safe space to process the challenges of these interactions, empowering you to approach them with resilience and self-awareness. Group support, such as forums or in-person gatherings of individuals who have faced similar experiences, is another powerful source of wisdom. Sharing stories and strategies with others who understand the complexities of narcissistic relationships fosters a sense of community and validation. In these groups, you may find inspiration in how others have successfully navigated similar challenges, giving you renewed strength to implement changes in your life. Reflection and journaling are equally crucial in the quest for wisdom. After each interaction with the narcissist, take time to document what happened, how you felt, and how you responded. This practice allows you to identify patterns in the narcissist's behavior and your reactions, clarifying what works and what doesn't. Over time, your journal becomes a repository of insights and strategies, a testament to your growth and resilience. Wisdom also comes from exploring diverse sources of knowledge. Stoic philosophy is a profound guide, but it is not the only one. Psychology, mindfulness practices, and even spiritual teachings can offer additional tools for understanding and managing relationships with narcissists. Integrating these perspectives creates a holistic approach to personal growth and emotional fortitude. Finally, seeking wisdom is not a one-time act but a lifelong commitment. Each interaction with a narcissist becomes an opportunity to learn about them, about yourself, and about the principles that guide you. Embrace these moments as chances to deepen your understanding and refine your strategies. Stoicism teaches us that adversity catalyzes growth when approached with the right mindset. By seeking wisdom and counsel, you fortify your mind against the distortions of narcissistic behavior. You build a support network, cultivate clarity, and deepen your understanding of living with virtue and resilience. In this pursuit, you protect yourself from manipulation and reaffirm your commitment to a life guided by truth, strength, and self-mastery. Through the wisdom you gather, you transform challenges into opportunities, embodying the very essence of Stoic philosophy. Conclusion. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic tactics, let us reflect on what has been uncovered. A blueprint for reclaiming your peace, strength, and purpose in the face of adversity. Dealing with narcissists or anyone who seeks to disrupt your equilibrium is not merely a challenge, it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to refine your character, deepen your wisdom, and reaffirm your commitment to living with integrity. The teachings of Stoicism remind us that the most significant battles are not waged in the external world, but within ourselves. The power to rise above manipulation, to remain unshaken by provocation, and to live in alignment with our highest values lies within our grasp. These 12 tactics are more than strategies. They are a philosophy for mastering the complexities of life with grace and purpose. As you apply these principles, practicing detachment, cultivating inner peace, setting boundaries, and seeking wisdom, remember that progress is a journey. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you aspire to lead. Celebrate your victories, learn from your missteps, and never lose sight of the growth from facing life's challenges with courage and resilience. If this message resonates with you, consider subscribing to the channel and joining this community of seekers. Here, we explore the wisdom of the ancients and the practical steps to apply it in our modern lives. By subscribing, you ensure that you will continue to grow alongside others who, like you, are committed to living with strength and intention. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Share your thoughts, questions, and insights in the comments below. I'd love to hear how these tactics shape your life. And remember, the power to transform challenges into triumphs lies within you. Stay steadfast, stay resilient, and let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you toward your highest self. Until next time, be well and keep growing.